Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Tutor UK here. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a good New Year, and you're all raring to go back to work, nose to the grindstone and all that shit. Yeah, just a video to sort of say wish you all a happy New Year, and just to talk through some stuff that's up and coming in this year. Calendar's looking a bit busy, which is nice to see, and we've got some pickups, some trade. We've got a trade, and we've got some pickups, and I got a little bit of modern. Now, you guys know I don't talk about modern, but I've got a couple of Switch games that I've just been played over Christmas. Thought I'd mention it because one's a little nod and a thank you to a fellow tuber, and like I say, then just some eBay. I think they're all eBay. Yeah, I've got nothing from CX. Well, I have got stuff from CX, but not in this video. I think all of these other games are from eBay. No, one game is from CX. I can see it. I lied. So anyway, again, look, I'm a fucking hypocrite. I know that, but I just want to briefly touch on these two games here that I bought over Christmas because I've completed Mario RPG and stuff like that. This one was peanuts. It was like 15 quid, I think. Had some vouchers. Owl Boy, you've all probably seen, played, completed it. It was all right. It was all right. Nice little elements of puzzle and stuff like that for 15 quid. For, you know, kept me busy for a couple of days. Obviously didn't play it consistently. Now this one I picked up because I watched Into Ghost Adam. He got it brand new. Again, got this from CEX. Had some credit left over. It sounded really interesting. My kind of game, not like, you know, too crazy mad. Nice sort of slow, methodical, plodding pace. And I just like the sound of it. And Tony, back in the day game, he'd probably appreciate this because it's about fishing. It's called Dredge. Now, Team 17, by the way, by Team 17. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the game. And I'm gonna go on a fucking rant here because it seems to happen a lot. And I found this with, God forbid me saying it, Tears of the Kingdom as well. There's so much bloatware in these games now. It does my head in. I don't understand. Like, I completed it. And half the stuff in the game I didn't even need to use, there was no need to use it. And I mean to say this about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's like when you can buy a house in it, but you don't fucking use that. I never used the house, I bought it, I didn't see any need for it. And unfortunately the Dredge sort of falls into that category. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but you can upgrade your ship. It's like little sort of minor RPG elements. You know, I like that. You go out, you dredge into the ocean. You know, you can pick up goodies and stuff like that. You can then sell those goodies and the fish to upgrade your bow and stuff. And certain things are needed for for quests. You know, and you have to sort of investigate what's going on in this area of the ocean. But there's different aspects, different types of fishing, and again, I'm not going to bore you with it. But two of them I didn't even use. And I kind of fully upgraded my boat, I think, far too quickly. But no, I enjoyed it for what it was. So I got it from CEX, so it didn't really cost me a great deal. And it all comes through with all like the little, actually come with a little manual and stuff. Yeah, a little manual and, well, actually there's some codes in there, I didn't notice them. But I might go back through it and just sort of see if there's a few bits I missed. But I say, if it kind of sounds like your bag, then give it a whirl. Honestly, it's again a couple for you know, maybe about a week or so. I didn't play it consistently, just a couple of hours each day, and I did actually quite enjoy it. But it just wasn't enough of it, and the stuff that was in it didn't really use enough either. So that's it, modern over. You can all fucking rip me to pieces in the comments, but again, like I say, you know, this channel is predominantly and will always be about retro, but I do play modern games, Switch. No PS4, no Xbox, none of that shite. And I don't show you and talk about and rattle on too long about them games. Right, Now, we'll do events. We'll do events because we do on paper. I've not got them all listed here because that would just be boring. But some of the sort of up and coming and some of the highlights, if you like. So on the third of next month, so like literally like 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks yesterday? 3 weeks yesterday, Saturday. The 3rd of Feb, we're going to Leeds. So Leeds hasn't had a gaming market for got to be got to be pre the fake pandemic, the pandemic. It's got to have been. But this is by the guys that do Doncaster and stuff like that. I can't remember what they're called now. Play Expo guys. Now I won't be stalling out because Daz can't do that one, but I will be going as a punter, which is nice. So I'm going to go up on the train so far, and then Daz and Jay. Well, Jay's going to be at the same train station. We're going to then shuttle over from Sheffield to Leeds. So yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a wander around and decide to actually sort of enjoy an event for a change, not be behind a table. So if anyone's going, let me know. It'd be good. So literally a couple of weeks away. So quite short notice. It's kind of snuck up, I think. And then the next one, which is next month, nearly enough a month to the day, is the Black Country Gaming Fair. Dana Store and Ant, Hidden Chest Gaming, hosted by Hidden Chest Gaming. That's the 3rd of March. I think that's a Sunday. Let me just check. Yeah, March 3rd is a Sunday. So all things being equal, we'll be stalling out there. So it'd be good to see. We need a good turnout for this one. We need to show that the first one wasn't just a fluke, or maybe I shouldn't attend and then they'll be decent. Maybe I'm turning Bunter's way, I don't know. But we'll be stalling out there anyway. And then again, sort of coming back from the ashes, if you like, although it didn't really die out, it just had a hiatus, is Revival. I think it's called Game Not Over, and that's June the 8th and 9th. Saturday and Sunday, 2-day event, bang in the middle of summer. And for the first time ever, we'll be stalling out. So yeah, Daz and myself will store it. I've got the hotel booked. Everything's in motion for that one. And then obviously in between the Marches and the Junes and after the Junes, there's other Play Expo markets going on, gaming markets going on. There'll be the Birmingham one. There'll be I think the Milton Keynes. There'll be the Oxford one. I've seen the Oxford one. Maybe it's the Oxford, not the Milton Keynes one. So there's a couple, but again, those I'll mention closer to date. But I'd say dates for the diaries: definitely the Black Country on the 3rd of March, and Revival in June. The hotels for Revival, I tell you now, shop around, and they're getting the scarce. The places are scarce, so definitely shop around if you're interested in going. I'd advise you to act quickly on that for sure. That's it. God, my voice is croaking here. Right, we've got some. We've got a trade. I've got a trade. From Sean, Pompey's Games Room. Sean has done. You've missed it. You've missed the boat. The social media Royal Rumble, absolute blast. He basically, what does it call it? He simulates a Royal Rumble, and he gets people from social media. I think that's Instagram and like YouTube and other places, and people basically pick a wrestler to represent them or their channel. Just a bit of fun, but it's a great laugh. So we did the sort of picking your wrestler the other night, and so I think in a couple of weeks or whatever it is, he'll do the main event sort of thing. So yeah, like I say, links will be down below to any channel I mention. Definitely go and check Sean out. Sean's been picking up some fantastic stuff lately as well. Definitely getting back into his retro. He's a bundle guy. Best way to do it if you can afford it. Buys a bundle, dismantles it, takes out what he wants, moves on the rest. Case in point, there was a game here that I don't think he wanted, because he was just basically buying the bundle for other bits. He knew this had some value to it, For some bizarre reason, the ones I've seen of this are never in great condition. I think it's definitely a later release. Well, I know it is because I can tell from the box. So I contacted Sean because he did sort of say, look, this is up for grabs if anyone wants to trade or sell or whatever. So I pinged him over some pictures of what I had. We did a trade. He was happy, I'm happy. It still needs an iron. I've got a pile of iron in there. I always say I've got a pile of iron in there. So I've had to take this off the iron pile. I've fettled it because it needed fettling. But Sean did send me a note. I didn't send Sean a note because I'm an ignorant so-and-so like that. But he just basically says, Stu, I hope you're keeping well, mate, and enjoy this title. Well happy with the trade, as it's allowed me to upgrade and also box some existing titles. Keep up the great stuff and all the best in the social media Royal Rumble. There we go. Sean, Poppy's Games Room. And then he sent me another extra little gift. P.S. Please find JB Architecture scale ruler. Every client has to have one. So Sean, very kindly, God, a couple of years back now, he did the plans for what I'm sitting in now and the wife's extension. So if you do need any work doing, JB Architecture, reach out to Sean. He's your man. He did it all remotely as well. Fantastic. He weren't sure on it, but I convinced him to do it remotely. So we've got a nice little rule. Nice little rule. Look, JB Architecture. There you are. JB Architecture Design Limited. Oh, there you go. I'll stick that in me, look, because these are always useful. The rules. Use them for when I'm fettling with boxes, and don't use it as a ruler. I'll probably use it as a spatula, but it'll get used, Sean. So I do appreciate that. Anyway, the game in question, and the other bits are up there somewhere. It is complete. Say it does need, the manual does need an iron, but it's Family Dog. Family Dog. I have no idea what this is. I'm assuming it's some sort of Nickelodeon cartoon, based on a cartoon. And all of these all have issues. Every single one I've seen. I've never seen a perfect one of these. And on the back is the worst. It's got a big gouge. The gouge is from where they used to have the hang tab. Can't remember who was on about it. Is it Retro Roy? He was on about some games having hang tabs. He wasn't sure. They do. Especially the later ones. They had sort of clear plastic hang tabs. And obviously some Egypts tried to take it off and took half the back off. Twat. But no, other than that, I mean, structurally it's sound. This Malibu company, they were definitely the ones that did the later Super Nintendo games. This is 1993. Family Dog characters. Warner Brothers. So Family Dog is it must have been some sort of cartoon or something, I don't know. Looks like that cow and chicken thing and stuff like that. That was a weird cartoon, wasn't it? But of that ilk, mid to late 90s. Yeah, again, because it's a sort of later release, the price of these are kind of like up there. I don't know if it's got like a cult following. I don't know if that's why it sort of carries a price tag to it. But it was all complete. I didn't have it at all. Didn't even have the cart or anything. But yeah, that needs an iron. What I have done and what I'll have to do on the back, I've done it on the front here. These little marks, I put a bit of glue on them so it stops them fraying even further. I've got to do it on the back. So as you can see, it does look a bit fresh actually. So someone's recently done that, I think. Perhaps before Sean bought it. But I'll put some glue on that and it will just stop it peeling up and getting worse. Not that it's ever going to get manhandled after this. I've got a right tickle in the back of my throat. Excuse me. So anyway, that's from Sean. Sean, Pompey's Game Room. Go and check him out. Go and check him out. See if you can get rid of this frog. Bloody hell. Yeah, you know when people sort of say, when people send them notes, and they like this, I'll keep the notes and I'll store them away. Yeah, and me. I got room to store notes, man. Have you seen this fucking place? God, man. I store them digitally. There's my reason. Right. Off Facebook. Got this little bundle of stuff off of Facebook. I think it was just just coming into the new year, because I must have just been paid. It was. I didn't really have much time off before Christmas. I let my boss have the time off in that weird middle bit, the dead zone of the Christmas, and I just sort of back-ended it into the new year, to be honest. So I kind of like, my Christmas was in towards January, really. Anyway, these popped up on Facebook. Well, this did anyway. And the guy wanted 25, I think, for this. And I was a bit like, oh, okay, that's not one. It's American. It's American NES. And I was like, it's an official release. I thought 25 quid don't sound too bad for a boxed complete game. I had a quick look on eBay, and it's like a bit all over the place, especially because it's an American release. But I thought, for 25 quid, fuck it, I'll be on that. I'll have that. So I messaged him, and I just basically said, look, have you got anything else? And he had a couple of other bits. So we combined them all up, and I think he wanted an extra 20 quid. So all this little lot here cost me 45 quid. Again, a lot of money, but there's some nice titles here, some nice titles. Anyway, the box NES title, unofficial, is Impossible Mission 2. So this has been released on everything. Epics. Those of us in the UK will know Epics from the 8-bit micros. But this is, a nice box. I don't think I've done anything to this. But yeah, Impossible Mission, it's escape from a tower. It is escape from a tower, escape from a room. I can't say I've ever put much time into it, but it's on the 7800, it's on like everything. No, I haven't fettled it at all. I think it didn't need anything doing to it. Other than I took a sticker. I took the stickers off, that was it. It looked like an ex-rental. I think that's why the box is in such a good condition. So I had a sticker up here with a number on it. But the manual's, really plain. And then the cartridge, so it's an unofficial release. It's got this weird sort of NES styling to it. Not as obscure as the Codemasters ones. But yeah, so I've got that. And then, like I say, I said to him, what else have you got? And he goes, I've only got these other bits left. This is all that's left. He goes, like I say, come up a deal, 20 quid for these. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Not that they said they were going to get played. Looks like it's from Club Nintendo, and it's the Kirby Triple Deluxe soundtrack. Sealed. Still sealed. No idea. I have got a little soundtrack collection. So I'll show you my soundtrack collection. I've got these from all over the place. Some of these are found in a charity shop. Smash Brothers Melee soundtrack. Super Mario 3D World soundtrack. Diddy Kong, it's still sealed. A lot of these are still sealed. Another Diddy Kong racing soundtrack, Japanese. Donkey Konga, the hottest hits. Premium selection Super Mario Bros. And I think I did show these two, the Zelda one. So yeah, quite a lot, little music. I am the music man. Come from down your way and I can play. What can you play? Play the rusty trombone. Those, no. Right, anyway, and the two Famicom games, just loose carts. Again, like I said, because it was like, ended up being like a £5 each, probably for 10 quid for that. I don't know how you want to work it. But we've got Ninja Cop. No, nothing about that. I did have a quick look at it. It's lovely and clean. Looks like an action platformer. I don't know if it's related to Champion 2D. Rob always bangs on about it on the Game Boy Advance. Is it Ninja Cop or is that Cyber Cop? I can't remember now. I think this is Ninja Cop. I don't know if it's related to that, but it looks like a half decent action platformer. And this is the Japanese version of Yo Noid. I can't remember what it's called now. Again, nice, colourful, aqua blue cartridge. But yeah, having seen it, this is the original Yo Noid from Capcom. But yeah, nice colours. So, like I say, you know what it's like. You just get carried away. It's like, yeah, I'll have that. Yeah, I'll have that. And it's like, I have got loose Famicom carts. Always weird. I always find that weird. you tend to see loose Famicom carts loads more than you would do boxed. Yet all the other systems after that are all kept in such fantastic condition that they're all box complete. Weird. It's just me. Sticking with the NES, what, we're on 20 minutes, we're nearly done. Yeah, because this bloody camera will probably end up overheating if you get past half an hour. GoPros, it's a thing. I had this from CEX for the longest time, sat up there in my sort of to complete pile, and managed to get a manual for peanuts, thank God. Did the waiting game on eBay, popped up for a couple of quid, itchy eye now, and it's George Formby's KO Boxing when he's cleaning windows. It's a punch out flip off, I think so. Not one that you see too often. I say this quite a lot because this is the thin end of the wedge that I'm getting to now with the NES stuff. So bought it from CEX, and yes, I know about the manuals, without manuals, with manuals, without manuals, now the listings. It ain't perfect, by the way, because I ordered a game when that came up and it said without manual, it came with a manual, and it's a fucking nice game as well. So I took it back today because it wasn't in the good condition, the whole game, and I sort of said to him, I said, look, it says without manual, can I keep the manual? And they're going to obviously request to send it back and see if they ask for the manual. But it doesn't bother me. It never bothered me. I don't get why people piss and moan about it not having a manual. All that people have done, they've shot themselves in the foot, because eventually the prices will change. They'll increase the prices to stuff with manual. So you fucked it for yourself, you bunch of whining fucking pussy holes. You just fucking left it as it is and just fucking bought the games and just sending them back. And the other thing is, CEX are just going to sit on a fucking pile of games that they're not going to be able to shift now because they've not got a manual. But anyway, that's by the by. George Formby's KO Boxing. I said boxing and everything else was fine. Manual, I think, was fiver or so from eBay. So well happy to complete that. We are getting down that pile. What have I got? I've got one other NES PAL game that's missing the manual, and then the rest are just the ones on there which I showed you last time, which I'm still waiting to try and box up. But they're black box bastards. Fucking not cheap. I'm not expecting that to be done anytime soon. I'm in no rush either. Things I do for myself. Must be crazy. Right. Finishing off, still with Nintendo. We've got some N64. This was from eBay. I knew, obviously I know the condition because I've seen the pictures. Did look at it for once. That was a weird thing with this, yes. It was cheap. It was cheap. It was like 12 quid or something. Now, weirdly enough, the guy had I'll show you the game. It's NBA Jam 99. And the box is like, yeah, some twats took pulled the sticker off. I can live with that. I can live with that. Yeah, outside of that, the box is really quite nice. Again, I've fettled it a little bit. Keith Van Horn, no idea who fucking Keith. Keith's got the horn. But yeah, when you think of NBA Jam, you'd think it'd be a bit more pizzazzy, I don't know, rather than just some fucking guy in the box. But this was weird because the manual like pack was all shrink wrapped, but it's all warped. Because obviously the plastic has started to crumble it, so you can just sort of see a little bit. But trust me, this was like nearly enough folded over, so I just fucking ironed it. Ironed it out. It was like, yeah, that'll do. It'll do me. It'll do me until, you know, maybe I fall upon a box that's not got a rip on it, but not too fussed. Those two are definitely eBay. This one is CEX. I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention this game? I don't think I did. Missed that number of times, this one. Not a very good game at all. Not regarded whatsoever. Again, these are mainly pre with and without manual on CEX. So it didn't come with a manual, but I knew I had one in my stash so I completed it with that. And it's John Romero's Daikatana. Yeah, not a good game. I think this is one of the ones where he did it on his own without John Carmack, and it kind of shows. Because I think John Carmack was really the brains in terms of, you know, the actual program. So I read that the Doom book years and years ago, and yeah, you read between the lines, and that's really where it was. I mean, John Romero had the vision for the games, the design of the games, but the actual mechanics is all John Carmack. But yeah, again, a kind of like tricky-ish one to hunt down. But luckily enough, God knows where I got it. I had the manual, come from eBay, come from CEX. The box is nice, a little bit of fettling, a little bit of an iron. Had a bit of a stick up the front there. That's all come off. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Yada yada yada. Bish bash bosh. And then right, the last two. Again, kind of moving up. Probably a little bit more tricky to sort of source than Daikatana. One I've been after for ages, and it's always eluded me. And the prices can sort of fucking be all over the shop. It can get ridiculous for this. I've seen the manual sell for like 40 quid. And I think I paid about 9. I think I paid 90 for this. I think I did. And I always read it wrong. This is basically Kaboom. It's the N64 version of Kaboom, and it's Charlie Blast's territory. I always thought this was Charlie's Blast's territory, but it's not. It's Charlie Blast's territory. So yeah, again, nice little puzzler, platform puzzler. You have to blow up the islands, the areas, without blowing yourself up, and manage to escape. Yeah, it's like Kaboom. All complete, again in quite nice condition. A little bit of fettling that needs to be done. Did it come in the box protector? Can't remember now. It might have done. But yeah, Charlie Blast's territory, not Charlie's Blast's territory, which is what I thought it was. And then lastly, again, these ones from eBay, I just did PayPal paying free. And just chop it up. It just makes it easier. Yeah, you're still paying in money, but it's not a big fucking hit up front. Again, this one can go for daft money. It is slightly faded on one end, but again, I can live with that. I'm not, it's not a deal breaker. This is known as Churo Q in Japan. I think there was like a special edition. I think there's been a special edition on PS2 as well, I do believe. Was it Takara? Is it by Takara? And anyway, we know it's known as Penny Racers over here, but I'm sure it's Churo Q. I do believe that the Japanese version come like a special box or something. I can't think now. It just rings a few bells. That's what Quasimodo said. But yeah, it says in here, it plays like Mario Kart and looks like a 3D version of Micro Machines. Yeah, maybe. The worst of it is it's a bit faded there. That was in the pictures, and again, I think this was sub 100. Like, not cheap, guys, I know, but these games aren't cheap. It's getting that way even with the N64. I mentioned this before, the N64, and I know people don't like it and they don't value it and they don't put any real onus towards it, but even fucking shit football sports games, they're just incredibly expensive for what they are. I don't understand why. These NHL sports fodder, they're not cheap. It is what it is, I suppose. It's the market forces at work. Right, anyway, 30 minutes, that's way too much for me. Before I go, don't forget, Leeds in 3 weeks' time, 3rd of Feb. Be nice to see people there. The Black Country Museum, the Black Country Games Fair, the 3rd of March. Got to be there. Got to really push this one for Dane and Ant. We need a good turnout. And then the revival back to the Wolverhampton Racecourse. I never went there. I think that was the first one I ever did. I think that's where it started. I know Daz and Jay went to that one, and I remember them telling me about it, and I was a bit like, oh, is it any good? And so it's going back to its roots, if you like. And that's the June 8th and 9th. Like I say, with the hotels for that one, get smart with that, because they're getting few and far between and they're not cheap. Anyway, that's it. Tootie out. Have a good one, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye, YouTube.